everybody. If you do well, Nigeria is doing well. And if you don't do well, we all don't do well. Please. And at this point, I will beg you, if you don't have the right equipment for the event, you don't have to be there. We love journalists to cover our events, but it's better to cover it rightfully than doing the wrong thing. Are we okay? Thank you very much. If any question, I'll take it later.
All right, that's just a brief from the General Manager for the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Before we hear from Mr. Sowore, I'd like to call on to the IT room, Mr. Steve Osuji, the publisher of the book Not Too Old to Run. Please let's give him a round of applause. Many people will be surprised to hear that Mr. Sowore has participated in several marathons across the world. He has finished 4 marathon, full marathon, and he has always been part of the Lagos City Marathon. He's going to share his experience with us going into the 2019 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I was briefed before coming here not to introduce politics into my speech today. Otherwise, I would have said that the easiest way to conduct the 2019 election would have asked all the presidential candidates to come to the marathon and see who can survive the first 4 miles, then you vote for the president. Marathons are very, very important. You know, they are very political in nature. You know, cities like New York City, where I've done marathons before, Miami, Philadelphia, rely on marathons as a revenue earner, particularly New York City and all over the world. So political decisions are necessary for successful marathons. But I'm talking to the media today, and I want to ask if there's anybody within the media seated here who's ever done a marathon before. Only one person. So 2, all right. I have done 8 marathons before now, and including the Lagos Marathon. I think a year 2017, yes. And my experience was amazing. But what I found out was that yes, the coverage the marathon got was inadequate, and it was because the journalists first did not understand. A lot of journalists I met on the way did not understand the course. They didn't know where we were running through. The only place they knew was the third mainland bridge. After that, they had no idea. So it's important that you know the course of the marathon, where we're starting from and where we're ending. And the second aspect of it is equipment. I also did not see a lot of journalists who had the right equipment for the marathon. When you are chasing after someone who is running, you cannot be using conventional camera. You have to use things that are digital and that you can catch up with them. I ran a marathon in New York and also covered it for myself. I had a camera on my wrist. Most of you don't have that. And you also have to be fit and agile as a journalist to be able to cover a marathon. So there should have been a training before now that makes it possible for you also to train for the marathon. Even if it is to just make sure that you can catch up with the runners. Because there's a lot to cover in the marathon. One other thing that I didn't see happen is that we didn't cover in the one that I attended, the people who make the marathon. They are not the runners. They are the people who are watching on the sidelines everywhere you go. And by the nature of that, you will find out the diversity of supporters. You find out that people who are running and covering and sharing on the Ikorodu Road are different from when you get on the Third Mainland Bridge, where we were physically almost mobbed by area boys, and this is very true. The other thing I found is inadequate security for the Lagos Marathon, especially after you leave the areas that are popular. And this coverage was also not there because journalists were even afraid of certain. There were black spots on the marathon the last time. One was Oroshoki, and immediately after you leave the Third Mainland Bridge, some boys there who were mobbing people if they could. The third thing, another thing I saw was the fact that wherever there was inadequacy of, hydration, apart from the Third Mainland Bridge, you could not find cold water. And I asked one of the organizers, why don't you use cold water? They said a doctor advised against it. If you are running at 27 degrees centigrade, and you can't get cold water to cool yourself, that you are going to kill people. That's the truth. So you want to make sure that you are not only covering what the marathon organizers are asking you to cover, but the flaws of the marathon, so that they can improve on a yearly basis. There are over 20,000 participants. I don't know how many people are participating this year, but you find out there are over 50,000 who are watching and following. That's a huge amount of participation from both runners and spectators that you cannot afford to leave out. So this was my experience running in Lagos Marathon in 2017. But in other places that I've done it, I also discovered that journalists also are very clinical in determining which of the courses are difficult, which ones are flat. I didn't see that in the coverage that happened in 2000 and subsequent ones and after that. You have to let people understand that when you get to a certain point, it is hard. And these are things that even should come even before the marathon, so that people can mentally prepare for it. The one important thing I should say about marathon is that is one of the races I've ever done in sports that has to do with mental capacity. Because after the 15, 16, 17, and 18th mile, you are pretty much running with your brain, because the entire body is gone. You are out of salt, because you see salt pouring out of your pores, you're losing salt, and then that affects your muscles and you have muscle cramps. If you're running as well as a journalist and you're covering this, you need glucose in your pocket on one side and you need salt in case you run out of salt and you have muscle cramps, so that you can catch up with the people who are running. What I need to say finally is that if you're a journalist covering a marathon, you are also running in the marathon. If you are not, then you are not covering the marathon. And running doesn't mean that you'll be physically running. But even if you are on the back of a motorbike, you have to be mentally alert throughout the course of the race to get the best possible coverage for the marathon. And I'm glad that the organizers are starting to arrange on the high table people who look fit. They need to start running marathons themselves, because if you cannot run a marathon, you should not be presiding over marathons. Yes. Thank you very much.
Well, you'll be surprised to know that Mr. Olopale has a very fast style. He was at the Dubai Marathon over the weekend, and yeah, and you have to see him when he's in his running shoes. Thank you very much for those insightful comments. Before we allow you to go, we know you have a very busy schedule. One of the things that has been introduced for this year's marathon is
let me talk for you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen of the media. I'd like to say, ladies and gentlemen of the media, because we need to stop the sexism in the media. So thank you very much, gentlemen and ladies of the media. If the men don't like it, join the marathon. But let me first of all say, the initiative of having this seminar is timely, is extremely important. As you read from my very good friend and brother that I've known from our university days, way back, it is an extremely important aspect of a road race, having the media to support fully in terms of every aspect of the race. I've always said that every marathon in the world is a media event, and you will be ridiculing the media at your own peril. You must give respect to the media. You must, both new media, old media, photojournalists, digital journalists, you must put everybody together and give them the respect that they deserve. And that's why this seminar is extremely important to us, and we thank you all for coming out. Just a few days, we visited the Dubai Marathon. We have this thing with both the Dubai Marathon and a few North American marathons, where ab initio, we have decided that for this marathon to grow at the pace we want it to grow, we must continue to go out to learn. And of course, bring people like runners like Sowore to also give their own insights. for us to be able to tie our approach to the best marathons in the world. We've never for once said we live in a utopian world. Hence, when we see these mistakes, we are quick to get on top of them and correct them. I'll give you a typical example. We did have black spots in the first marathon. Sowore was spot on. But I'm sure because he didn't run the last 2 marathons, he did not notice the huge improvements that we have achieved in all of those areas. So much so that this year, we're having over 2,000 North Americans registered coming to run, and over 4,000 people from 58 countries registered coming to run. It is the biggest. As much as we are still on the learning curve, it is the biggest one-day tourist attraction in Nigeria today. I challenge anybody to debate on that. And that is because we've been quick to pick out our weaknesses. In doing our SWOT analysis, we've also picked out the threats. Because the truth is, if you do not do this marathon well, and something goes wrong, all your initiative dies with it. So you must learn. But we'll be able to correct it. I was just telling a nephew, a man I respect a lot. So last year he gave us a report as the athlete representative. It was a scalding report. He took Yusuf Ali to the cleaners, took me to the cleaners. I think he only spared my brand manager that I post as the best brand manager in Nigeria, arguably. But he took us to the cleaners. You and I would agree. But he did it in a very objective, in a very simplistic way for us to see the folly of what we were doing. So what have we done this year? We brought him on board again to be the athlete representative with a focus of correcting those things he pointed out. And I believe the marathon is better for that. I have no doubt that we're organizing the best of the marathon since we started. But this seminar, the focus of this seminar cannot be lost on us. One of the things pointed out to us by experts that came from Estonia, Ukraine, and Lithuania, Azerbaijan, like 6 of them last year, who are people who have been around the world to monitor road races. And the very equipped information we got from an F-Young's classmate, Alessio Ponzi, who is the head of road races in the world, IWF. If that man does not approve your race, your race is rubbish. One thing they pointed out to us was the start area and the finish area. This seminar is actually to capture the essence of a very clean start with waves, which is an area where we need the media to help us explain to Nigerians that the elite runners and people like Sowore with time must go before you guys. It's not that anybody wants to cheat for anybody. In fact, I was shocked to see that Dubai, the elite runners left 1 hour before the other runners were allowed. It is the way it's done everywhere in the world. And the second wave will be people like Sowore with timing. Then the third will be people like Omoyele Sowore with Big Tommy, who are only in it, who are only in it for the fun of it, to have a laugh. Marathons are about lifestyle. So we want to appeal to the media. We've gotten a lot of stick from you guys with regards to segregating a group of the media from the other. I'm paid that Oni is not here today, and Boja. These are 2 new media guys who are very opinionated and who ordinarily will say we've not done this right. Would always point it out to us. And I think one of the things they pointed out to us was that cameramen, according to them, were harassed during the last marathon. But they were not. Everywhere in the world, my friend here will agree with me, there's only one flagship camera on the TV, standing in front of the runner. Only one. I don't know if it was you, sir, I had a struggle with last year. It looks like you. But I had a major struggle appealing to this cameraman, and they refused to leave. Guess what happened when the wheelchair just started rolling in? Who was at the finish with us? You were there. What happened was that one of the wheelchair guys rolled in and tore the guy's head into 2. and we had to rush that gentleman to the hospital. That is one of the hazards of not doing it properly. That was a failure on the part of the organizers and on the part of the photojournalists, who ordinarily ought to have applied the rules the way it ought to be applied. And I'm happy my brother here has pointed it out that there are a sophistication that needs to apply to getting this thing done. So please, for the start area, we want it as clean as possible. We have asked Mr. Khalid Thomas to strategically accredit photojournalists for the start, and also give accreditation to photojournalists for the finished area. I appeal to you. Sowore spoke about security. We are hard on security this year. It's election year, and we are serious about security this year. Even members of the organizing committee without all access are restricted. And if you are caught in an area where you are not meant to be, you'll be taken away by the police or security. It's done everywhere in the world. Last year, a girl ran for America, ran with an American passport, jumped on the stage and said she ran as a Nigerian, when every documentation we showed her as running for America. When the year before she had won $4,000 as an American runner, I paid her. But what did the media do to us? They took us to the cleaners that we wanted to deprive a Nigerian from winning without getting the facts. So this year, the civilian security will do their job, the police security will do their job. In America, that girl would have been arrested for fraud. She would have been thrown off the stage. In the UK, why Sowore is American and British? In the UK, she would have been thrown.
I had to correct that.
No, so why Sowore used to live in America for political reasons. I am British. I don't hide that. But the truth is, where he comes from and where I come from, the police will do their job. But priority is given to the media. But we are appealing that, please, if you are not accredited for that area, please do not go there. So I saw something in Dubai that I went to check that they also have in New York. The media pavilion for journalists, we have failed totally. And I can tell you from beginning, we have even failed before. I can tell you from beginning, we have even failed before the commencement of this Saturday's event. But we've learned a lesson. We saw how the media pavilion is organized. The media pavilion is as important as the VVIP pavilion, where large screen TVs, where all equipment, internet facilities must be put in place for those who are not photojournalists, so that they don't run into the running line of athletes, and they don't run into the non-mixed area of every other person. But that is not the fault of the media, it is the fault of the organizer. And we have noticed that, and we're working hard on it. Next year, by the grace of God, I assure you, the place of the media will be put where they deserve, and you deserve the best. Thank you very much for coming to this event.
Let me just say that, Honorable, this year we're having a proper media pavilion for journalists with internet, TV, and everything.
So the very side correct.
Then secondly, I'm not making a case for my friend, but the guy that reported that Akko story.
I said the media, I didn't mention it. Don't worry.
Was sacked.
He lost cover it.
All right, the media deserves the best and the very best they would get. Before we go, like I told you, Sowore is going for another interview. In recognizing the best of journalists and reportage for this marathon, an award has been instituted and to further encourage journalists to do their best as far as covering this marathon is concerned. And today we'll be having the main winners for the Ayo Deji. We we'll be having the main award for the Ayo Tinubu Journalist Award. I'll call in on Mr. Sowore and Mr. Olopade to come out and do the first presentation. We have three winners for yeah, you have come out.
An access bank.
And a representative of.
Yes. Imoyo.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Imoyo, would like to have it outside here too.
Hello, this week I want. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
One by one.
Mr. Kitchen.
All right. So the first award goes to, so that's the category of the Ayodeji Bune Ame Tinubu Award. I hope that's not Bola Tinubu. No. Okay, this is good. Because that one doesn't run marathon, I don't know why you're talking about it. So the winner is Solomon Ajoseogu. Solomon Ajoseogu, where are you, please, sir? Come forward, man. Good job. Yeah, I'm surprised. Thank you, sir.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello. Solo. Solo.
And this goes with a 50,000 naira.
Solo. Roll down.
You get more money than a runner.
Look up, Solo.
Solomon is on TBC. So he's not related to everything.
Thank you very much. Of course, next year's going to be bigger. We intend to have more categories and more winners.
Gentlemen and ladies, for you to know that we do really appreciate the media, this has come to us as an input to but I want to join the media team to also present specially the Race Organizer Award for the best journalist in not just marathon and athletics. And not just marathon, but athletics all encompassed. And I've similarly picked that winner for a $500 cash prize right now. The best of chance of the
Congratulations, Mr. Charles.
Participate in this year's marathon. What are your expectations? What are you looking for?
Marathon is fitness, it's lifestyle, it's health, and of course it's also economic. And anybody who at this point is running for office as president of Nigeria who doesn't recognize the importance of such a great sporting event need to be invited to understand what it is. That's what I mean. But most importantly, we've had challenges with fitness of our leaders, and maybe a marathon will be a good way to determine who and who is fit, so that we don't end up with a president that will spend more time in London in the next 4 years.
How do you think this marathon has projected the city of Lagos?
It depends on how, you cannot tell how well it is until the marathon is over. So it's up to them to make it a successful event. I'm excited to hear about 2,000 people coming from the US. This is a globally uniting event if it's well done. And I hope that the organizers are making it so. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, come and take it back. Oh, Sowore. Oh yeah, take it back for Nigeria. Sowore. Allah ya idere.